I would say I'm absolutely on the way. The only reason why is because it's a length goal that I'm going towards. But like, besides that, I would say really strongly on my way and like confidently on my way. And I really do appreciate you taking the time to put together all the research that you found in order to provide it not only to me, but like a huge community of people. It has made my life so much easier. And I just wanted to make sure I told you that I really did appreciate you taking that time because that research is crucial. And I know for a fact I appreciated it more than anything, and especially how accessible Growentine really is, right? Like, I just feel like there's no reason not to try it. So, hair goals in progress, very happy and really appreciative of you just making this accessible as it is.
Scalp oil, or even daily moisturizer for your tresses that won't weigh it down, make sure that you click the link in the description box now to learn more about the Scalp Perfector from Azara Cosmetics. Azara Cosmetics, hair care for all. Hey ladies, it's Syddin from Syddin Pretty here, reinforcing the fundamentals of hair care. If you're new to the channel, welcome. My name is Sydney. I'm a hair restoration specialist, and what that means is I'm a hairstylist who specializes in helping women learn how they can use heat styling and extensions in order to maximize their length retention. If that sounds like something you're interested in, please be sure to hit the subscribe button, and not only hit the subscribe button, this is my little backdrop, y'all, so it is what it is. I'm editing videos, and I'm like, let me record this before I finish editing this video. But if you're new here, make sure you hit that subscribe button, and also turn on your post notification bell next to the subscribe button so you'll be alerted of when I post next. I also want to invite you to click the link in the description box so that you can get your digital hands on the free version of my 5 Keys for Success in Your Healthy Hair Journey guide. In that guide, I teach you all or help you all address some of the mental blockages that could be keeping you from meeting your hair goals. If you are someone who you feel like you listen to all the content, you buy all the products, you go to all the hairstylists, and you still ain't making progress in your healthy hair journey, there's a high probability that it comes down to limiting, if not ill-informed beliefs that you have surrounding your hair and hair care, period. So make sure you get that guide. If this is not your first time on the channel, welcome. So y'all, before I get into this testimonial, I kind of wanted to provide a little bit of a backstory. Video features a clip from a live call session that I had with one of my clients slash former virtual consulting program members, okay? Believe it or not, she was actually one of my very first virtual consulting members back in 2018 or early 2019, one of the two. Her specific issue was the issue that many of you may be common or familiar with. She lived in the harsh desert climate with hard water, and as a result, the environment paired with poor hair care practices, not that she was intentionally trying to neglect her hair, but just not knowing the fundamentals of hair care, it caused her to just constantly be in this place where her hair was always really short and constantly breaking. As you all will see, it was very frail, was very thin, and it wasn't getting anywhere, right? So she came to me to do the virtual consulting, where we had a face-to-face, not literally, but like this, a webcam consultation, and I drafted her up a customized regimen based on the information that she provided me with, right? The virtual consulting program is still open. So if you all are interested in joining the virtual consulting or being considered for the virtual consulting, you can click the link in the description box to complete the new client assessment form. However, I would highly recommend that you do that after you do the Growentine challenge, okay? If you can afford to invest in it, then that's fine. Go ahead and get the virtual consulting, but I usually recommend y'all to follow the order of the products. Get the 5 Keys guide, get the Growentine challenge, get the Choosing the Right Products ebook, and if you still need help, then get the virtual consulting, because if you don't have the fundamentals down and all these different things, then I don't really know how beneficial the consulting will be, right? So she was on my consulting program. If you look at the before and after photos, you can see where her hair was kind of chin length, and it did grow to more like past her shoulders, but it still was very weak. It still was dry, it still was thin, and it was still plateauing kind of once it got past her shoulders. And as I told her, you know what it came down to? She didn't properly deep condition in the way that I instructed her to. If you all want to know how to deep condition properly, you can check out my playlist, Hair Care Product Knowledge, or just visit some of my older videos on the channel. She also was not interested in trimming or cutting her hair, and when she did, she would not do as much as she needed to. And so her hair grew, but it still wasn't all that, right? So about 2 to 3 years after I gave her that plan, I did a pop-up in Vegas during the pandemic. And at that pop-up, she allowed me to give her a real haircut, right? So that's what you all see, where her hair is like short. Not short, but it's shorter, right? And so from that haircut, she not only relocated to a state with a better environment for her hair, but she also began fully integrating the regimen into her hair care practice, right? This is where the 5 Keys guide comes in. You got to get past the mental blockages, right? And so from there, you can see her hair is much longer now. And not only is it much longer, it's shinier, it's fuller, it's thicker, and beyond, right? So I wanted to provide the context and also state that, yeah, I'm very aware of certain conversations being had around my hair journey, you know, and the fact that, hey, y'all know who I'm talking to. The fact that I'm a hair care specialist and I talk about hair growth, but my hair is the same length this year as it was last year, right? I'm fully aware that you have people who are committed to seeing what they want to see. And also, I'm going to be completely honest. I've been on this internet for a minute. I've come to realize some people are genuinely they're not able to comprehend everything the same way others are. We've always had people like that in our society, right? And so I want to just kind of break it down for those people, and then some of you all who are just kind of coming onto the channel and you're not familiar with the whole hair journey, right? So y'all saw my entire hair being over processed, right? A lot of you all will comment and say, oh, I don't see how your hair is bad. It looks okay to me. But for one, y'all are looking through the computer, number one. And for two, as I always tell y'all, I teach preventative hair care on my channel, right? So I, am all about having a more proactive approach when it comes to the hair journey instead of constantly being reactive all the time. And so when I experienced my hair setback, I wanted to make sure that I didn't end up in a situation like her hair, where my hair is constantly at a standstill because I won't cut it off. So the reason y'all saw me cut all of my hair off was because all of my hair was over processed, right? And so in order to maintain the quality of my hair, I made sure to implement them strategic haircuts until I cut all the hair off. Hair cutting is such a big part of the hair restoration process. And the longer y'all sit there and want to hold on to the ends, I've told y'all this time and time again. That's why I say I'm in the Syddin Pretty Academy with it, because it's certain things, y'all. Like I said, some of y'all are still stuck on level 0, and you keep trying to master things at level 8, and it's like until you get past level 0 through 3, you'll never get ate down, you know? And so if you still are in this situation where you can't even get a haircut, you're so attached to your hair you can't get a haircut, or you're still on the whole hair products thing, you're I can't say anything else to you. So I wanted to give y'all some context. Also to kind of see how once she finally overcame her fear of chopping her hair off, she was able to make real progress in her hair journey, and also to show how important it is to invest in knowledge. Right? Once she invested in knowledge, she got the hair breakthrough. So let me know what you all think. If you're ready to get your hair breakthrough, you already know what to do. Click the link in the description box. Enroll in the Growentine Challenge. For those of y'all who have enrolled in the Growentine Challenge, as stated within the challenge, Growentine is a group coaching. So if you have specific questions related to the challenge, you have to follow the protocols as stated in the challenge. That means you enroll in the challenge and you join our private Facebook group, and any questions you have about the challenge you can ask them there, because that is how the challenge is set up. It's not a private coaching, it's a group coaching. If you have questions about the challenge in regards to how you can implement it or about it, if you have general questions before you buy, of course you can email, you can comment them, but I'm saying if you have specific questions related to how to implement the challenge, please join the private Facebook group, because there's already a wealth of information over there, and there are also people who have the same questions as you. Otherwise, I do not respond to specific emails, because that's not how the challenge is set up. And also, again, if the group coaching is, if you want more than that, if you want more privatized, more private experience and more personalized attention, you can book the virtual consultation. Okay, y'all. So make sure you get that. You can use the code GROW at checkout. And I hope y'all enjoy this. We will talk in another video.
Okay, I should have got my mic. I don't. It'll be
Oh,
alright.
can you hear me okay? I guess I don't even think I asked. Okay.
Yeah, yours sounds fine. Do
Okay.
I sound fine?
Yeah, you do. You do. You sound really
Okay.
close and pretty clear.
Oh,
Mhm.
okay, good. Because I'm using my MacBook computer, my MacBook mic. Okay, ladies. So I have a super exciting video today. I have a testimonial from one of our Growentine members. In fact, this is one of our earliest enrollees in the Growentine Challenge. So she started the challenge when it was just kind of its bare bones. It didn't evolve into what it has evolved into today within the second edition. And so she's going to share with us some of her feedback in regards to the challenge. And hopefully this will give you all some more insight into the experience of the Growentine Challenge, which, if you are unfamiliar, is my 40-day hair growth challenge and master regimen, where I walk you all through the tangible steps you can take to learn how to not just follow, but also build and curate a hair regimen according to your needs. So, Eve, thank you so much for being a part of not only the challenge, but the testimonial today.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me, Sydney. I really do appreciate it.
Yes. So, would you mind telling us a little bit more about your experience with your hair prior to taking the challenge, and how that experience led you to seeking some assistance through the Growentine Challenge?
Absolutely. I can absolutely tell you about the nightmare that it was before. So my hair was super dry. Like, just, I was constantly flaking scalp-wise. I felt like I wasn't being able to retain length. I was struggling with moisture. I was struggling with keeping my hair moisturized. It was like I could put water on it and then my hair would be instantly dry, right? Like, just sit at the top and almost like roll off. So I had been personally doing my hair for a really long time. I've also had tried out a couple of different stylists. I didn't like the way that they were caring for my hair. And I came to the realization, especially during the pandemic, that I am going to continue to be responsible for it because I just had not found anyone that could take care of it the way I wanted it to be taken care of. So in those, I did have to recognize like, hey, I don't know everything and my hair isn't thriving and it hasn't gotten any better no matter the different products that I had tried. I was getting a lot of information overload, so it was really overwhelming to go and figure out what I need to do and how to take care of my hair. And I just honestly just was not getting the results that I wanted with my own research. So kind of led me to branching out a little bit, kind of led me to your page where you were really consistent in your messaging. You were really consistent in sharing facts outside of what you believe your opinion was, right? Like it was like your opinion supported by a fact. And I think that right there really gave me a lot of inspiration to feel comfortable again trying something new, especially with the Growentine challenge. It was really laid out step by step, and that's what I needed, right? Like I didn't want to go and continue to do all this other research. I wanted somebody who knew what they were talking about, someone that may have experienced my same struggle at one point or another that could guide me and honestly make it in the most simple way possible so that I can come back home and do everything over again. So that's what kind of led me to Growentine, and I have to say really did give me not only the foundation but things that I still use in my routine, basically everything that I still use in my routine today, and that was 3 years ago.
Wow, that is so amazing. And I know you in particular,
Mhm.
you know, were in a unique situation that a
Mhm.
lot of women find themselves in. Not only did you were you dealing with the you know standard challenges that come along with having textured hair,
Yep.
but you are also dealing with that in the harsh
Mhm.
desert climate, where the water's hard, the air quality, everything just,
Mhm.
adds insult to injury. So, did you, how did you find, do you feel like the challenge kind of helped you navigate that in particular?
I think it did. I think it made me realize how much of an impact my environment had that I wasn't considering prior, right? Like if my hair is naturally dry, using water from a state that's dry and harsh and the climate's harsh when it comes to the heat kind of gave me the idea of like, hey, you need to use either like a water filtration system or you need to use something else in order to combat the environment that you're in. And just saying now, right, like now that I've moved out of that state where the climate's as harsh as it is, I was able to really see the difference in the water quality for my hair here as well. So I had to use a filter there, and I've come to where I'm located now, which is a lot more fresh, has a lot more humidity out in the Texas area. Um, big, big, big change. And I think Growentine kind of let me know like it's also your environment, right? Because when you had spoken in the challenge itself, you talked about uh, improving your health and your healthy hair through like a cellular level, which made me realize like, oh, it's so much more than a product, right? It's like what I'm eating, it's what I'm drinking, it's what I'm absorbing, both externally and internally.
Wow. What you said was just so profound because I feel like a lot of the times when people seek out solutions regarding their hair situation, their primary focus is finding that one product line that's going to solve all of their hair woes. When, I try to get people to see that hair care is really a systemic kind of process. Like you said, it's environment, both internally, externally, and also, yes, the process and the products that you use. So
Mhm.
it's so amazing to hear that, kind of embarking on this journey gave you that revelation. Um,
Mhm.
do you feel like that kind of took any pressure off of you at all?
100%. 100%. I live a very busy life. I have consistently a lot of things going on. So having something that was laid out for me, and it's like all you need to do is follow the steps, right? No external thinking. You don't have to think about all this stuff about what you need to do and what's next. This tells you what this is next. This tells you what you need to do. This tells you the products that you need to use. And even, to the extent of this is a hairstyle to try. Like, I think that right there was so crucial for me because I had already been making a lot of decisions, and to come somewhere and feel comfortable and confident and like, hey, I can actually trust this process and just do it, right? Like, that's all I need to do is take the action. The foundation is built up for me. So I just need to act on the steps I need to do and be patient, honestly.
Right. So, just to piggyback off of what you said, do you feel as though you now have how, I guess, well, I'll put it this way. How has your view of hair care kind of shifted since taking this challenge? And also, do you feel as though you've developed an understanding of hair through the challenge, or, kind of, I guess, what would be your outlook today on hair care and the process as a whole?
I think first and formally, and I'm really thinking about this question because I'm a lot less overwhelmed. I feel like a lot more informed and I'm much better equipped to do that research, right? Because I know base level what's working for me and what's not. Now I understand hydration more than I ever would have even tried to understand it prior. I think it just made it feel a lot more easier, very approachable, and not as difficult as these people not as difficult as people realize, right? Like, I think the natural hair community kind of made it look super easy, and then they got there and they're like, I don't know how to maintain my hair, I don't know how to protect it, I don't know how to take care of it. And then we get to a situation where Growentine, where it's like, hey, these are the steps that you take to take care of your hair, this is what you need to do, this is the best way I can inform you, these are the resources that I can give to you to equip yourself to be capable. And I feel like my outlook now is a lot more capable. I'm comfortable and I'm confident in the decisions that I make with my hair. I'm not concerned about how a product's going to react with my hair because I know what my hair wants. And now I can give it what it needs just based on having a better understanding of how my hair reacts to different things. And I feel like that was what I've learned now is like, what is it that my hair needs in particular? What works for me? What doesn't? Utilizing the resources that I've had. And it's just made it a lot easier for me to, just be confident in my hair and my decisions because I'm equipped with all of the resources that I can have. And it was laid out there, right there for me.
Wow, that makes a lot of sense. Was there anything about this process or the information that is that has been placed within the challenge that shocked you?
I think probably placed within the challenge that shocked me. I feel like I don't know why I never thought about this, but the actual scalp care that you need, especially if you have dry hair, or in another case, an oily scalp, is so crucial. The amount of trims that you actually need is so crucial. Like, I just feel like when I initially used to think about my hair, it was about the length of it. Nothing actually in reality about retaining that length and the approach that I needed to take. And once I realized, like, none of my scalp care, I had no scalp care. Well, no wonder why I'm not seeing what I needed to see. No wonder why I'm not understanding this. I wasn't clarifying. I wasn't using a pre-poo, and I wasn't using the things that allow my scalp to breathe after I've put these products on it. So I feel like what really surprised me was the scalp care focus and just kind of bringing it into light. I feel like people think it's like one head massage and that's it. It's so much more than that, especially depending on what your hair actually needs. So probably my biggest revelation was like, wow, I really do need to focus on my actual root and my actual scalp and free it from all of these things that are congesting it, right? Whether that be our environment, once again, with pollution, or whether that be the products that I'm putting on my hair, whether that be heat that I'm putting on my hair. I think that was probably my biggest revelation.
Okay, yes, scalp care is such an integral part of the hair care process, and a lot of people, I think that's something that is definitely underrated, when it
Mhm.
comes to the textured hair care sector, especially. One thing that I really try to get people to see is that, and that's what I was hoping to do by creating this challenge, is that, healthy hair can come in many forms. I feel a lot of the time there's a lot of information out there that makes you feel as though, just like with the fitness industry,
Yep.
in order for you to get the results you like, you kind of have to be placed in a box, or, there's certain limitations. After taking this challenge, would you say that your view of, I guess, kind of like the scope of what you can do and still achieve the results you like, has that expanded at all, or did you ever struggle with that?
I think I did struggle with that in general because I had no scope. I had no approach, right? Like I literally was just banking on things that I was hearing or traditionally things that I was already provided, like whether that be from my mom or not when she used to do my hair. So I would have to say I came with no expectation but wanting certain results. And I probably would say that was probably like my biggest issue. And like now thinking about it, there were so many things that were put in front of me that I was just trying to try rather than actually being intentional about the the supplies that I was utilizing.
Okay, so that makes sense. So it sounds like your experience was kind of the opposite,
Mhm.
where, like you said, you were just trying anything
Yep.
as opposed to just, oh, well, I can't use heat, I can't do this. It sounds like
Yep.
you were using everything.
Yes. I was literally dime a dozen. Like I was like, oh, let me try this, let me try this, let me try that. Um, Not very successful, I'll tell you that much.
Okay. And so, as we wrap this up, I guess I would like to say or ask you, what differences have you seen in your hair overall since embarking on this
Mhm.
challenge?
That's a good question. I have seen the shine come back in my hair. I've seen my hair retain its length and be healthy. I've seen my hair be able to absorb moisture better than it's ever had and flow in a way that I didn't even realize how stiff my hair was before. And seeing it now, it's truly a beautiful transformation. It's made me so much more confident. And there's so many different things that I've seen that I just did not imagine my hair was capable of. And same thing with my scalp, right? Like my scalp is so less dry, so less flaky. Like I've always had a issue with my scalp flaking, but the more that I've been consistent with scalp care, the more that I've seen that my hair is still being able to breathe in general, rather than being covered up. So really the biggest things that I've seen is the retention of my length, even after I'm getting it consistently trimmed, the color come back, the flow come back, and when I say color, I mean shine. And then my scalp just being a lot less congested.
Okay, and all of those things are wonderful,
Mhm.
you know, wonderful changes. I know they make a big difference in the overall appearance and manageability of the hair as a whole. So if you could just sit on an end, or how do they say it? Just to what do they say on the end note, or on that note,
On that note,
just to close things out. Um, what would you say to anyone who was kind of like on the edge about the challenge, or they had come across it and weren't sure if it was something that would be beneficial to them? If you could pass a word along to anyone in that situation, what would you say, if anything?
hmm okay. I would tell them it's going to be a commitment to yourself, a commitment to your hair, and a commitment to a journey that you said you wanted to be on. So the Growentine challenge isn't going to change your daily habits. And if you're not going to commit to it, it's not worth your time, right? Because you're not going to get the results that you want, because this takes time, it takes patience, it takes changing your life around to some extent on being more consistent, being more disciplined. You don't want to just put anything in your hair. You're not going to want to just do anything now. And it's an investment to make, but not only financially, but with your time. So I would just say if you're on the fence, if you really do want to make a change, you need to commit yourself not only here financially, but also with your time, because there really could be a great result if you can become consistent with it. The tools are there, like you need to be the one to take that action. That's probably what I would say to them.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for stopping by and giving us your feedback. I'm so happy to hear that would you say you have met your hair goals or on the way to meeting them?
I would say I'm absolutely on the way. The only reason why is because it's a length goal that I'm going towards. But like, besides that, I would say really strongly on my way and like confidently on my way. And I really do appreciate you taking the time to put together all the research that you found in order to provide it not only to me, but like a huge community of people. It has made my life so much easier. And I just wanted to make sure I told you that I really did appreciate you taking that time, because that research is crucial. And I know for a fact I appreciated it more than anything, and especially how accessible Growentine really is, right? Like, I just feel like there's no reason not to try it. So hair goals in progress, very happy and really appreciative of you just making this accessible as it is.
Wow, thank you so much. And I appreciate you for taking the time to, actually give it a chance, because I think a lot of people, again, they're looking for the product.
Yep.
They don't really want the information. And I
Mhm.
think the information is really what's standing in the way of helping people choose better products.
Yep.
Okay, well, thank you so much.
Well, thank you too, Sydney. I appreciate it.